Muktar, thank you for joining us today. We saw a sell-off in the banking stocks today. We did get some Q3 numbers from some big names, GTB, UBA, FBNH, and some other names. I'm just wondering, what was investors thinking today? Why did we see that sell-off?
Well, they're looking at profit taking. Like I said before, most of these investors that are playing the market as it is now are short-term players. They're the investors that play the treasury bill space. So some of them are short-term players, so they look for profit taking. And if you look, if there's any place that they've made so much is in the banking stock, I think some of them are trading it up, looking for good entry points. So it's normal when the market goes up the way it went up over the last week or so for us to see what we are seeing now. It's not abnormal, and we expect that to continue. But definitely, the market will recover, and we'll see people entering the market again at a good entry point. I think that's what's happening at the market at the moment.
Okay, well, let's quickly focus on bank earnings. As you know, some names did post their Q3 earnings. And I was looking at earnings from Zenith, UBA, and FBN Holdings today. And one thing I saw that was coming through was the loan loss provisioning. For instance, Zenith Bank was higher 35.5%, 37.5% year on year. But we did see a significant drop quarter on quarter. Now, for UBA, we did see loan loss provisioning at 72%. We know that obviously they're operating in a low loan yield environment, low government security environment, and of course a generally weak macro environment. But what are these numbers telling us? Well,
the results were mixed, and I just talk about the results from UBA. It was mixed, and the EPS, the earnings per share went down. Their income also was not favorable, and then the employer charge also was up. So it's one bank that the result was not that good. But when you look at the environment that we are coming in from, then you will say that's not a bad result at all. And when you look at Zenith Bank, I think it gave one of the best results. Earnings per share increased by about 5.6%. So for me, and that is what we should take home from this result. But with UBA, the earnings per share came down to 2.16 covers. So we expect that to play out, especially when you look at the UBA result. But don't forget that Assar Bank result also was about 15%, and earnings per share also went up. So when you look at that, it was mixed, and it's expected because of the different environment that they operate. If you look at Zenith Bank, their operating environment is just within Nigeria and selected side of Africa. But when you look at UB and others, they tend to activities all around Africa, trying to open new branches, trying to take up new. That is responsible for that result. You see that the cost in terms of employment, in terms of staff, also went up. So you also the result for and by the kind of environment that they operated on. So it's also going to give investors good opportunity to.
But what is your outlook? What is your outlook for earnings for these banks going forward? I mean, we're in a recession now, and we're expecting weak quarters going forward. I mean, in terms of interest income, what should we expect?
Now we're out of recession. Business will not be doing very well because the consumer purchasing power is down. Well, I expect Nigerian banks to maneuver their way through it. We might not have a fantastic fourth quarter, but I still believe that the banks that could pay, there will still be banks that will be able to pay their normal dividends because of their robust liquidity or their retained earnings that they've done, especially the Tier 1 bank. We may begin to have a little bit challenge in the Tier 2 bank, which I think will not be able to pay dividends. I expect that most of them might not be able to pay dividends, and most of them will struggle to meet up in the final year, I mean the fourth quarter. But we expect economic activities also will definitely improve in the fourth quarter. Then the first quarter and second quarter, we expect that Nigeria will be out of recession. So definitely, if you are looking at the equity market, you should be looking at the long-term prospect of it.
Okay, finally, where are the bargain stocks in the market at the moment?
Well, don't take your eyes off Dangote Cement. The result was very good. Power Cement also the result was good. Then remember that Nigeria, we are looking at the infrastructure, and this cement companies will play a very large role in that. The banking sector also is so robust. Also, Assar Bank is one stock I will tell investors to still look at. Zenith Bank because of their good dividend and profit ratio, and GTB Bank because of their we're expecting GTB Bank to come up with their holding structure very soon. So hopefully, those are where I think investors should be looking at. Also, they shouldn't take their eyes off some conglomerate like Nestle also, and also when we look at the UACN too, that's a sector also that's a stock that has been suffering from a lot of issues, but we expect that they will recover in the fourth quarter especially. So for me, those are where I think investors should be looking at this moment.